Beto.
What's
You're
up?
pretty popping on TikTok, on Instagram for your landscape design company and everything. What got you kind of like started heading out that way with social media at least?
Yeah. I saw like all the big companies that were doing like the badass projects.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
just posting just like cool content,
Okay, okay.
and the cool content kind of like feeds into more of the same customers that want like the same thing.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because I did a job that came out pretty badass.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything came out badass, and I just posted it, and I did the exact same thing at like 5 different houses.
Oh shit.
Exact same thing.
So from that one clip, would you say you got like 5 customers out of that?
Like 5 or 6.
Damn.
Yeah.
So that's
And
the
they wanted
power.
the exact same thing.
So
Yeah.
from there, that's when you're like, all right, this is
That's power.
where I'm gonna go in
Yeah.
from now.
So you're pretty young. Where did that all start? Pursuing that career choice, or maybe, getting more attention from that. Where did you start? Where did you like? Oh, this is for me.
Or
Yeah.
entrepreneurism as a
Yeah.
whole.
Yeah, well, I'm lucky. I grew up in a family that has entrepreneurs. Kind of like all my uncles are some kind of business owners.
Mm-hmm.
And growing up, I worked with my dad in his business.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
saw it firsthand.
Okay, okay.
And like I said, literally everybody's like some kind of business owner.
Yeah.
So that's what I know.
yeah.
I've never had a
okay.
job outside of landscaping or gardening.
Okay, okay.
And I started. My dad has had his business for like 30 years, like
Yeah.
35 years plus. And every summer he'd take me to work with him. He's like, "I'm gonna trabajar, no sabes, wake me up early."
I know those summers.
And every summer, hot as hell, pushing that mower, that push mower,
yeah.
saliendo rosado and everything, all sweaty, like cooked.
Shit, as a kid, I fucking hated that. That was the one thing after when I was a little kid every summer is go and bust my ass.
Yeah.
I worked with my dad a little bit because he did tree service, and then a lot of my tios did tree service. So once I started hitting my teens, I started doing tree service with my tios every summer, and holy fuck. My respect to anyone that does fucking
Some sort of,
construction,
yeah.
that does landscaping, especially landscaping.
Los que trabajan en el sol, más que todo.
El sol.
¿no?
But
Es
I
una
would say
putiza,
landscaping,
man.
anything that has to do with kind of vegetation as a whole, because that shit just sticks on you. On top of the heat, that
Yeah.
shit just fucking
Yeah.
sticks on
The
you. dog.
dust. The dust and stuff.
You get the dirt, you get fucking pollen, you get fucking everything on you. So my respect to you. But
No, and then so I grew up doing that. Like every summer would work the whole summer vacation. Every week, every Saturday, going with my dad, my older brother también, same thing. So like I don't know anything else besides landscaping. And I was getting to like my last years in high school, and I was kind of like leading towards engineering or doing some kind of business, like landscaping. And I did a bunch of engineering courses in middle school and high school. So I was like familiar with like blueprints and like like the
Drafting.
3D software and drafting, that kind of stuff.
okay.
And I was like, screw it, I'll try college.
Yeah.
Went for a month, dropped out.
Damn.
Didn't like it.
Well, why didn't you like it?
I just can't.
No.
I can't sit in a classroom for like 6 hours. I can't do it no more. Because I just did 13 years,
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
school nonstop, assignments, and I was like, I don't like this.
It's tough when it's hammered into you for so long, and then when you voluntarily, you're like, all right, I'm gonna pay for it.
When you're forced, it's like.
Yeah. And then now that you got the option that, I'm choosing to be here and I'm paying for it, and then you still get that effect, you're kind of like,
Yeah,
fuck
no,
this
and then
shit.
what really like ticked me off was that they forced you to take certain classes. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
forced me
Yeah.
to take a class on how to be a good student.
Okay.
And like that was the nail in the coffin.
What the fuck?
I showed up to that class that one morning, and the professor, I'm not hating on anybody that goes to school, but she was like, I need you guys to write an essay explaining, choose a certain point in history, and the essay has to make me feel like I'm there by reading it. And I was like, I couldn't take it. I was like, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I told my dad, I'm like, hey, you know what? Ya estuvo. I can't keep doing school.
Yeah.
Give me a job. I'll work with you
Yeah.
full time.
Es que
And I
como
started.
todo, like, la escuela no es para todos.
es pa'
you know
todos,
me?
yeah,
Like,
no es pa' todos.
personally, I was like, fuck that, I'm not going to school.
Me, currently, I am in school, but I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I want to be there. So for me, it's just like a pro
Yeah.
type of deal. So like, I
You
didn't go to
chose to, yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
didn't
didn't
feel
choose
forced.
to. I went to the military. I signed up my senior year of high school. As soon as I graduated, maybe 2 months passed by. Boom, military 5 years. Got out. Did school for a semester during the pandemic. I didn't like the online thing, so I started working full time. I worked for 2.5 years, 3 years, and then now I'm like, you know what? I actually want to be in class. I want to sit there, I feel like I absorb shit because I'm more attentive, focused. So I feel like it's better
mature
for
a
me
little
now.
bit too,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like for me now, I like that I'm more present, more focused, but at the same time, like if I were to put my same 17, 18-year-old self in there,
It won't
completely
work.
different.
That's because you
I
see
would've
life
said-
another way.
Yeah, I see life completely different. So like, if I were to inject my 17-year-old next to me in class right now, he would walk out
of
immediately.
course.
Yeah. So I mean, but everyone has. It depends on what you got in your life or what kind of goals you want to accomplish. Or
Yeah.
you're like, fuck it, I'll do it type of shit. But I did feel it. That's why I went to military shit. Initially,
Same here.
Yeah, I was
joined
like,
the same reason.
you're like, I was just like, you know what? I really do not want to go to
Yeah.
school.
I was like,
I don't
I'm
want to get into debt to go to school.
I was just
that
like,
was the biggest thing.
I didn't know
was
what to do. You know,
yeah.
at first I was like, I'm gonna be a cop, but I can't be a cop till I'm 21. So fuck it, let's go to the military. That way when
Yeah.
I get out, I have something behind my back to
Okay,
back me up.
Yeah.
But once I was in the military, I was like, dude, fuck this. I'm not trying to do this shit for the rest of my life.
Actually, surprisingly, I always wanted to when I was little, and then I was in middle school. I wanted to. High school, I still wanted to, and then as I was in, I really fucked with it. I liked it, and to me, it seemed easy.
And it gets like, you know.
But it did get to a point where I was like, I feel like I'm missing out on my personal life. Let me get out of here.
I just felt like it would have affected my personal life if I would have stayed in.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I
was
felt like
you
I
know
just
what?
couldn't start
It's time to go.
me. So, but that's essentially why I would say me and you didn't go to fucking school originally. And the reason why you fucking said fuck school.
Yeah.
And from there, once you start working with your dad full time, what point where you're like, I'm going to start Pinewood. I'm going to start my own thing. Kind
Yeah.
of branch out from the family.
So it was always kind of like a thing where grew up, I always knew that I wanted a business because I saw my dad doing it and I was like, that's cool as fuck. So in my head, I already knew I wanted to start some kind of business or I was going to take over my dad's.
Yeah.
So I worked for him for like a solid 2-3 years running his show, running his cruise. But I started getting like coaches and mentors that started telling me like, you should start your own shit. Like, you know, your dad's probably not gonna retire anytime soon. You should start your own shit. You're pretty, you know a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So then I was like, fuck it. I started running advertisements on Yelp and Facebook, just running ads, like,
Okay.
see if I get any kind of jobs.
Yeah.
And I did. I started getting little concrete jobs here and there, pavers, landscaping, but I would do them with my dad. We would team up
Okay.
and we would crush it. We would make pretty decent profit.
Okay.
But then when they got into the bigger jobs, like the $40,000 and $50,000 jobs, my
Yeah.
dad didn't want to touch them.
Yeah.
Because it was
You just didn't want to take the liability.
The risk or what?
liability, and then it was more like a lot of concrete. Like if it was like a small concrete thing that you mix with some guys on a weekend and do it.
Yeah, like a slab
he-
or something.
Yeah, he was cool with it.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to fuck with it. So then
Yeah.
I was like, well, shit, you know, like I want to get into it. And then me and him were always just butting heads on his business.
Okay.
And it got to the point where we were like losing our relationship kind of, like between my dad.
Like falling out.
Yeah, so
Kind
then
of
I
what
was,
happened with family.
Family and
unfortunately,
business.
Yeah.
I've been there. So
yeah, and then I lived
I
at home
can
still.
relate.
So I was like, I gotta dip. So I
Yeah.
started my own business, and my dad, we would still talk, but it was like a couple of months of like awkwardness.
Yeah.
But then our relationship is better than ever now.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
we're tight now.
Yeah, super tight.
Yeah. so
Sometimes you have
that's-
to have a little, you know, to get it to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
little
yeah.
headbutt. It more so. Would you say the headbutting motivated you to be like, all right, I don't want to keep like crashing
grow,
with my
basically,
dad.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
I
then
want to
and
do
then
my thing.
his worker, like his employees weren't like a part of like a culture. So they didn't like me because I would show up and I would work, I would do my thing, and I wouldn't let them slack off. So almost all of his employees hated me. So it was like a really bad environment for me.
Oh, okay.
And I was kind of like, I gotta
Do your own thing.
get out of this.
Get
Yeah.
here.
So within
yeah.
that circle, it just kind of made you gravitate towards creating Pinewood.
Yeah, I'm making my own circle. Yeah.
Okay. So how was creating your first circle, Pinewood, like initially?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm assuming that it wasn't easy making making your own little.
Yeah, I
start.
mean, it wasn't easy for sure, and still have like problems that's ongoing.
Yeah.
Like you're always gonna have some kind of problems, but on my first, I would say between my first to third year, I was just changing employees in and out. Guys would
Yeah.
come in, they weren't a good fit. Those employees wanted to start their own thing, so I was like, go start your thing. And some of them just weren't up to par with the kind of work that I was getting into.
Yeah.
I would say for the last 2.5 years, I've just been doing like a lot of strides. I've just been making progress because what matters the most in your business is your employees.
Yeah.
If you don't have good employees, you don't have good people that are behind you that want to
Like
be
a good
on
team
on the
to go
team.
up. Yeah.
You're not gonna get anywhere.
Yeah. I've experienced that a lot in my life because I've been in business, especially business with family as well. And I would say like the make or break out of something, to create something, you need like-minded people and a solid team to fucking push you. Because if you have a lot of like people that are just kind of like, I would say individuals, like there's always that saying like your coach might have told you when you're young that sounded cheesy. They're like, there's no I in team. But in reality, it's super true. I feel like we kind of learned that a lot in the Marines, was just that like, yo, you're as strongest as your weakest link type of deal.
100%.
So I get that 100%. And would you say right now you're kind of like at a better stage where you guys keep growing or gotten bigger than what you were about 3-4 years ago?
Yeah, so for sure. After, I would say, we really started to blow up around this, or last year, around like March, I would say.
Okay.
That's when we really started to blow up on social media and just start getting just nonstop big ass jobs. A lot that has to do with it is with the experience you give your customer, and that has to do with your team as well. So like, if your team is crushing it on every job, like there's no mistakes, the customer's not telling you, hey, this looks like shit, or this doesn't look right, they recommend you. And it just leads to like, one thing leads to another. So your team is like super important. Your guys' workmanship has to be like on point.
I was gonna ask about that. Like you said, like, you know, they recommend you. Do you think most of your business comes from social media or from word of mouth?
So right now, since last year, I haven't really been running ads because it's kind of just been taken off on social media where I don't have to run ads. I just get work organically.
Yeah.
Between getting work organically on social media and recommendations, it's probably like a 50-50. Yeah.
You're seeing kind of like the benefits of both. You're like, okay, I'm effective in building my brand on social media. I'm also effective with my job performance. So I'm getting good customers word of mouth.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick. And also, we haven't even touched about your age. How old are you, Beto?
I turned 26 this year.
26 years old.
Yeah.
So that's super fucking impressive to just jump. And you jumped with Pinewood. How old were you? 22? 21?
21.
I've seen a lot of people, even in late 20s, early 30s, shit, forever, like just super hesitant making that jump.
It's always, it's always a scary thing, you know, especially when you said.
But you know what I say the biggest hurdle is, and I think I've seen it a lot on your stuff, is a lot of people ask about licenses.
Yeah.
Explain a little bit the whole deal with you getting your contractor's license, because from the contracting world, I feel like that's such a, like, so many people are just scared of it. They're just like, oh no, like, like they don't want to touch going that route, so they'll just stay with not being licensed.
Yeah, so that mentality of being scared of it comes from, you know, just like the generation before us, which there's nothing wrong with it, because for them, where they came from Mexico, and coming here and getting their business set up, you know, that's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
To getting where they are, that's dope. But we're the next generation, so we gotta step it up a notch. If not, it's disrespectful to them. You know? Like, we're here already, you know? You don't gotta cross borders or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I would say the licensing, if you're here, you want to start a serious business, you have to be a licensed contractor.
Yeah.
You have to be. If not, you have no power.
Yeah.
And it's illegal.
Yeah, also on top of that, let's just mention that it is illegal. So, yeah, because I've seen that with a lot of people. Like, I've done a fair share of labor work, and I would say kind of like the biggest thing is some people prefer getting unlicensed contractors because they think they're getting a better bargain. And a lot of our people, Raza, like to just stay unlicensed because they're like, oh, we'll have more customers and we'll have continuous work if we just stay like this. And also on top of that, they're like, oh, if we get licensed, you know, that means more responsibilities. Like, what would you say, like, fucking just eliminates all that shit? What would you say that would, like, what info would you give out that would essentially be like, yo, look, pull your head out of your ass, go get your shit, and it's actually going to benefit you?
I got some stories, but I would say...
Go for it. Go shoot the shit with the stories, dog.
I would say it only works until it doesn't. So, like, you can roll dirty as long as you want until you get that one customer, that one person that's gonna give you hell.
Yeah.
Like Karen.
Where they want shit for free, or if you don't, if you write your contracts like on a piece, like on a napkin, with no terms and conditions,
I've
no
seen
warranties,
that. I've seen that.
like all that matters. So I've seen it happen firsthand, and it's happened to me before too.
Yeah, yeah.
So as soon as I got my license, I did some work for some construction guys, some general contractors,
yeah.
where whatever is not on the contract should not be. If they add work, you should not do it for free
Yeah.
because it's outside the contract, right?
Yeah.
So me being young and dumb and full of, you know what,
You know what?
you know what, they ended up not paying me at the end of the job.
Oh, fuck.
And it wasn't like $2,000, it was like 14,000-15,000 bucks.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
enough. Like if you're starting out, that amount can put you out of business.
Yeah, it's make
So,
or break.
Yeah, it's make or break at that point. So my advice is get your contractor's license, get your contractors get your contracts in order,
Yeah.
your terms, your conditions, your progress payments, your warranties. Talk to a lawyer if you have to, because I've seen it happen to me where I get fucked, and where me being fucked ended up teaching me on how to
Yeah.
not get fucked.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I dealt with a really big personality out there. I told you about it.
Yeah, no, you
Can't
told
say
me about
can't
that.
say no names, but their intention, off of other contractors I've heard of that have done work with them,
Yeah.
is they just want to get free shit out of you.
Yeah.
Maybe because of the name or.
Yeah, the name, and then they just think that that you're just gonna bend over for them.
Yeah.
But in my case, I didn't bend over at all,
Yeah.
and that was their coraje towards me. Was that I did not let
like
myself.
you said, maybe that first experience, it was a bad experience, unfortunately for you, pero, you know, it helped you out for
Yeah.
later. Like, porque dice, el que la caga, pues aprende, si no vas a valer verga.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
that's super important too in business is your mindset. It's
Yeah.
like every mistake you're making, you have to learn off of it. If
Yeah.
not, you're gonna keep making the same mistake and the
It's
same
just gonna-
mistake, and you're never gonna learn, never gonna grow.
So with that specific jale, what was it that kind of like led you to that fallout, or like what was it that they were trying to fuck you over with, type of shit? So that way you could explain to people how not to get fucked over.
Or not to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, so it happened on a number of things. It wasn't only like on one certain thing. So the original contract was signed for about 150,000, and it was all laid out in there, everything that was gonna be done. And a couple of days after we started, they just want to add stuff. They're like,
Yeah.
hey, I want to do this now. Let's do that. And then me also telling them, hey, you know, this is existing, but it's fucked. You should replace it because we're already here.
Yeah.
If not, you're gonna redo it later, and it's gonna cost you more money.
Yeah.
So that was one way. Was with it's called change orders.
Yeah.
So it's a change to the original contract. It's an add-on.
Yeah.
And the second way was in the actual progress payments and getting paid
Oh shit.
was a problem.
How so?
So the way my progress payments are structured, it's a payment after something has been done. It's like a payment after demolition, a payment after, you know, the towels are done or certain stuff like that.
Like certain checkpoints
Yeah.
to where,
yeah,
hey, we did this, we should get paid here. All right, let's get paid for
yeah,
this.
milestones. Some
Yeah,
people
yeah,
call them
milestones,
milestones. Yeah,
okay.
milestones.
By the little progress you're making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it would come down time to payment, after they added all their stuff, I would say, hey, we're done with this. You know, the payment's due. Shoot me the feria so we can keep it going. So when it came time for them to cut the check, but per contract, what they signed,
Yeah.
they would lag, they wouldn't text back, and they even told me, they were like we're not signing checks all day, bro. You'll get your check when you get your check. And I'm like, bro, I got like 10 dudes on site. Like, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah, they
payroll's
got-
not cheap, you know?
Yeah, they got families to
I got
feed.
materials, I got payroll. Like,
Yeah.
it's not cheap for me. It's like,
Yeah,
you know, what the
yeah.
hell? So then what I would do is I would tell them I'm gonna stop work, or I'm gonna send less guys. Because if I'm not getting paid here, I'm gonna go over here where they're gonna pay me on time. I'm gonna chase nobody.
Yeah.
So then they started complaining that why is there less guys? I'm like, well, your payments are late, you know, and it's been raining nonstop, like 3 days a week.
Yeah,
We're working
yeah.
on Sundays, like 10 dudes deep here, trying to finish up, and we can't finish because you keep adding shit.
Yeah.
Like we started with 150, you're now at like 260.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
Like how are we gonna finish with all, especially with all the
Fuck,
goddamn rain?
dude, that's
It's
100K
impossible.
difference.
Nah, that's a lot.
100,
of fucking money.
110K difference. And it's not like little stuff that's like more
just-
plants. It's
yeah.
like more stone, replumb the
material,
pool,
yeah.
redo the entire pool,
Yeah, yeah.
stuff like that. Because the pool, I told the owner, like, yo, your pool is fucked, bro. The pool was sitting unlevel. So the water was really higher than the other side.
Okay, okay.
And I showed him, I'm like, if you're going to redo this now, we can fix it.
Yeah.
So that's what we did.
Oh, okay, okay. So from everything, all that together, you added up the amount. They weren't paying on time. After that, what went through there? Do you just kind of just pulled your guys out and you said goodbye, good graces?
Yeah, no, so it's actually illegal for a contractor to do that.
Oh,
if
really?
If you walk off on a job, it's illegal.
Oh,
You
really?
cannot abandon contract.
Oh,
if you do,
shit.
the homeowner can sue you.
Yeah.
Because you're on a legal contract, like you should be able to.
To abide by
You
that.
need to finish the
fulfillment,
contract. Yeah, you need to fulfill the contract. So what ended up happening was, we were like 90% done. Like, bro, there was like 2 weeks of work left.
Damn.
But the most expensive stuff was towards the end because there was the
Yeah.
bigger ticket items. And they had. So what happened was I made sure they were signing every change order before I
Yeah.
started it. Because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, I'm not gonna get fucked like this other guy from years ago that fucked me for all the money. Sign contract. If not, I'm not starting it.
Yeah.
And the thing was that some of those change orders was they had to be done to continue the original contract.
Okay.
So there was kind of like a conflict right there where it's like, well, motherfucker, sign. If not, like your job's gonna be held up.
Yeah.
And you're holding up the whole job at this point.
Yeah.
So we're 90% done. 2 weeks of work left. I hired this one kid that was really good. I hired him to help finish that job faster because they were threatening me like almost every day. So and so said if you don't finish by this date, or if you guys aren't done, if you guys don't hurry up, they're gonna fire you. So on the daily, they were telling me, we're gonna fire you, and then they don't give me the progress payments, and they're saying, this guy said he's not gonna pay you till you're done, so he wants you to finish on your dime. I'm like, motherfucker, last week you're telling me you're gonna fire me. This week you want me to do it on my dime. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell is that?
Yeah.
So what happened was that new kid, he got really cool with one of the guys that worked at that house. So there's like people working there 24/7.
Okay.
They became like little buddies.
Yeah.
They ended up firing us and hired that one kid to finish
Jeez.
like the little bit that was left. They
So
got
he
him to
poached
finish.
your client essentially.
Chapulín.
Damn.
Chapulín.
So what ended up happening? Did you end up collecting payment?
So I was paid in full up until that point
Okay.
because I
Okay.
was on my shit.
Yeah.
If
you
not,
were
I would
like,
have been.
I'm not gonna continue work until I get fucking paid. Until you pay the parts you owe, we're not doing anything else.
Exactly. Yeah. So what happened was how there was a certain point about to be done. I told them, hey, we're gonna finish this, but then I need the change orders because we're gonna do this other stuff at the end. So what happened was they gave me the check for the stuff that we had just finished, and then that's when they fired us. So I was like, all right, we're straight.
Laters.
I did the math. I'm like, well, we're cool. We're straight.
dang.
And then they wanted me to give them back money. I was like, look, bro, you're the, I was like,
Yeah.
they were like, we want to see all of the receipts of all the stuff you bought. I'm like, I don't show nobody receipts, bro. Like,
Yeah,
nobody's
yeah.
gonna show you receipts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
not just about what you bought, but your labor too.
Yeah, the labor, and then having to find the material,
Yeah.
and then them
Transporting
adding it, and then
it,
me
and then-
fucking stopping what I'm doing.
Everything's a cost
to
at
go
the
do
end of the
that.
day. Yeah.
Yeah. Should add them a receipt on top of that. Be like,
Besides that customer right
Here.
there, do you see yourself running into that issue often with clients? Because we gotta be realistic. Like people are picky,
Yeah,
and
not
people
really.
are picky, and they don't want to pay.
Yeah, not really.
No?
or
Not
would you
really,
say that
no.
that happened more because it was a high-profile client?
High profile
or something?
client. The thing is that when you're so high profile like that, is everybody around you is just a yes man. Everybody's like wants to cater to you, wants to make sure nothing happens to you. So I was dealing with one of that guy's security guards at that job. It was with the guy directly and with his security. And it turns out a couple months after, which is fucking hilarious, is that security guard was putting me in bad terms with the owner on the daily because he would hire contractors to do stuff at the guy's house and be like, give me some money on the back end. So everything we would do, he was like, this is wrong, that's wrong. And I'm like, how is it wrong?
He's trying to get his cut. That's
Yeah,
why.
I'm like, motherfucker, I'm Pinewood. I fucking, we have, our landscapes get awards.
Yeah.
How are we doing this wrong? And then they're like, no, you don't know what you're doing. We brought somebody, they said this. I'm like, all right, well, bring your guy when I'm here. Who's your guy? You're hiring a licensed, are you bringing a licensed company?
Yeah.
And it was just bad mouthing us with the homeowner. But what ended up happening was, which is hilarious, is that security guard ended up getting caught up by the owner.
Oh shit.
He stole over 200K from them,
Damn.
from charging contractors on the side.
From getting
Dirty
their
work.
bites in, right?
But that's what happens when you're so high profile,
Yeah.
is you have nothing but yes men around you.
Yeah.
And it's like they don't want to listen to an outside person like me because they think I'm just trying to get them for money. But it's like, bro, like you hired me for a reason.
Yeah.
You did a deal with me for a reason. I'm not trying to get no extra money out of you. I gave you
Yeah.
the same price I give all my other customers.
Would you say that's kind of like the good thing you learn along the way is staying strict and disciplined with your terms as with the service you're providing?
Yeah, it's your non-negotiables.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like you have your certain things that you're not going to negotiate on.
Yeah.
It's like change orders, someone saying, because they even told me on one of the change orders, they're like, why are you charging us more labor? Just charge the materials. I'm like, well, if it was like $200 in labor, whatever, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
motherfucker, we're talking about like 7,000 in labor.
Yeah,
It's going to
yeah.
take us like over a week to get it done.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's your non-negotiables. You want to stand your ground, and just don't get bullied by people. And a lot of it has to do with having a license. Because if I wasn't a licensed contractor, I have no power.
Really?
That's
That
where
guy cannot pay me. He can sue me and get his money back out of me.
Well, yeah, because there's nothing backing you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what would you say? All right. So people that are trying to get licensed and everything, what would resource you use to help you pass your test, or what kind of steps do you have to take to accomplish getting your actual license? That people right now will be like, I want to get licensed, but I have no fucking clue how. I can
Yeah.
Google, but I don't know what the fuck Google's telling me.
Yeah. So there's certain schools that help you.
Yeah, yeah.
So you sign up, you take their courses, you do their online courses, their books. Like the state of California wants you to be a licensed contractor.
yeah.
Like the questions on the test have gotten easier and easier over time, and the amount of questions you can miss has gotten bigger.
Damn.
So you can get like a D and you can still pass.
Damn.
So it's really
So the
easy.
standards are hella low.
Yeah. So they lowered the standards because they just want people to become licensed. Because
get
there's
licensed.
What school is that?
Let's get licensed.
no, because there's all these unlicensed contractors running around,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they start up all these pedos. So
Yeah.
it's like if they were licensed, there'd be less pedos.
Because I have had that in my experience where like someone comes in, they do a job, the job's super fucked up, it's terrible. We already paid them because we're the good people, paid them, and then they're nowhere to be found. And
Yeah.
then they're also unlicensed, and then you're like, fuck, now I'm in the whole 8-10K for a shitty job.
Yeah.
Now I gotta pay someone else to fucking fix
Fix
it,
it.
knock it
Yeah.
down, and fix it.
Yeah.
So my experience is definitely try to go the license route because you get your guarantee.
Yeah.
Lo barato sale caro, dice.
Lo barato
100%.
sale caro al final.
Because you know what's funny is that job that they fired us at, that high profile job, they fired us because we were too expensive and we're taking too long. They hired some cheap guy.
They fucked
and
it up.
They fucked it up. Fucked
Never
it all up.
fails.
All of it. When they fill up the pool, half the water was gone.
Oh my god.
And after that experience, would you take another high profile client like that, or what is your kind of like recommendation for like your followers on what kind of clients to attract?
What I've learned though is a lot of high profile. Yeah, it's really touchy. It's like you have to be on your game.
picky.
Yeah, very very picky, very picky. Even some low profiles are pretty picky.
Yeah.
But the high profile ones is just there's like so much more that goes into it aside from just the contracting, like them being high profile, and it's like you don't want to look bad. I would still take on high profile, but I would just be very picky.
What would you say? Would you look at their recommendations from like maybe people you know that has done jobs for them, or how would you research kind of like doing a job, like accepting that bid, or like
Yeah. Is there jobs like that you would
like
turn down?
getting that bid,
Yeah.
getting that approval, and then being like, all right, yeah. I'm
So
gonna start
the
that
high
thing.
profile is a small community, especially in the landscape construction.
Yeah.
So, you know, I have pretty big following. I know some other designers that have pretty big following. And it's happened before where I go look at some job and I know that my buddy that has a shitload of followers has also looked at that job.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you just ask around.
That is true, because in the labor world, you know someone that has done
Yeah.
everything, or that has worked with certain people. Because like even as we're talking off camera, we know a lot of people that have worked with people that I've worked with, and you know there's just a lot of shit. So I would say definitely within the labor community, there's a lot of people, but very small circle.
Yeah.
So
You can find shit out if you wanted to.
yeah, if you really wanted
could.
to.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Dig enough, you're gonna find it.
All right. So out of everything, what are your next future plans for Pinewood?
So a lot of guys, they like to like scale their jobs and kind of like streamline it, or they just like doing like more simple stuff to be able to scale it. But I like like the real custom jobs. Like it's honestly it's my passion. I
Yeah.
love doing it. I love starting from zero and then just watching the whole thing progress, and the end results just it gives me a lot of fulfillment. I love doing it.
Yeah.
So I'll probably just keep growing Pinewood the way it is now, just doing bigger and better jobs as we go, but then also just social media. Because I do offer coaching and do stuff like that. I have
Yeah.
people that reach out and
Yeah.
they need help with their business, contracts, or on how to do the actual work. And have that going on the side, and I like doing it. I'll probably go that too, but also still grow Pinewood in terms of like the quality of the jobs and the brand.
Okay. So would you say you would ever dabble into like home building after that?
I mean, I'd never say never.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you know, I just like doing bigger and better stuff.
Yeah.
maybe in the future. I'm not 100% sure because I just like the outside stuff, to be honest. Because I've
Okay,
never dealt
exterior.
with interior.
Interior.
Yeah.
Because when I met you, you were just kind of like rolling out with Pinewood, and then I would say about a year ago, you're telling me that you wanted to dabble into pools, and then this whole past year, you've been doing nothing but pools, dog.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, within the year, this motherfucker's just been doing pools nonstop.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, a year's a pretty short time to do what you've done from what you've said. From here on, I say next year or two, what is the goal for Pinewood?
Mm-hmm.
As you said, you want to grow your mentorship program. You have a lot of followers in there. You're teaching a lot of people how to get into contracting. You got a lot of people hitting you up trying to see how they can improve their business. But for Pinewood specifically, what else do you want to do besides custom jobs?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I like doing the outside stuff. Like I probably wouldn't dabble too much into like custom home building, because I have seen some contractors do with it before.
Yeah.
And I've done like the exterior and they've done the interior, and I just don't know if I like it.
Really?
Yeah, I love the pools. I love the hardscapes, the plants. I just love it.
Damn.
Because one thing too is I got into pools because I saw that the bigger jobs usually involve pools.
Yeah.
And usually the bigger jobs need a designer. So you need a pool, you need a designer.
Yeah.
So that's what we do, pools and design.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy.
So you get one thing and you get the whole backyard.
Your bread and butter.
I've done
Yeah, bread and butter.
rehabs and stuff like that in the past, and I would say interior things versus exterior things. I would say interior things are way easier,
Yeah.
but I would say like the reward is a lot less. There's less payment, I guess, in an exterior job. So I understand what you mean of not wanting to dabble in there.
Yeah.
But I would say like labor-wise and getting everything ready, I think it's easier, in my opinion. Because fuck that, being in the sun.
Yeah. Well, because if it's not your passion and you're doing it nonstop and you're dealing with all the problems and it's your business, you're gonna be like, why am I doing this? I don't even like it.
Yeah.
100%, man.
Yeah. And like you're married to it, you don't even like it. You deal with it every day. You can't escape it. You get home, you still have to deal with it.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of just like, I love where I'm at, and I'll probably just keep growing the brand, bigger and better jobs, just getting better.
Okay.
On every job, getting better designs, better materials, better outcomes.
Okay, that's awesome. And with your branding strategy, what would you like recommend to like people that are literally just starting their company and they're trying to brand their stuff, or they're trying to get more kind of like engagement with their videos to get more customers? What would you say has helped you to do that, like to grow your audience as you have?
Yeah, so there's different content you can put out. There's like content to service your viewers.
Yeah.
And there's also content you can do for viralness. Like,
Like
yeah,
finishing products and stuff like that.
yeah, like you have to be very intentional with what you put out there. Whether it's long format, you want to showcase something like showcase Tequila, or you want like a viral video.
Yeah.
And the difference is that in the viral videos, you have to follow the trends.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
You just do a trending audio or follow some kind of trend. Long format, you have to build an audience with like a walkthrough video. Create some kind of connection.
Okay.
Because if you don't build, the thing is on TikTok, you don't really build a relationship with your followers.
Yeah,
Because it's all super short
Shit's so
videos. Yeah.
constant. Yeah.
Fast
And then
pace.
Instagram, you can build more relationship.
Yeah. Because you got what, a minute for reels and then actual
Yeah.
But
stories.
the way the following works on Instagram is a little bit different than TikTok.
Yeah, there's more engagement, and it's easier to build a relationship on Instagram than it is on TikTok.
Have you dabbled with YouTube as well, or?
So what I do is I repurpose my videos, and I post them on YouTube as well, and it works pretty good. I have like 14,000 subs on YouTube, just like repurposing short form videos.
Okay. But for you, what's been more effective? Like, where have you pulled more clients from? Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube?
Instagram for sure.
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram for sure.
Because, like you said, you have more engagement off of Instagram alone, right?
Yeah, because it's just the relationship. If they don't know you, they don't know anything about you, they probably won't hire you. If you're like on Instagram posting like a little bit of personal stuff about your company, your jobs.
They feel like they know you a little
they
better.
feel like they know you some kind of way.
Trust you a little
Yeah.
more to do.
Yeah, you post like some of your reviews on your story or something like that.
So I would say you definitely cater your kind of like content to each platform. No.
Yeah.
So, what do you cater your TikTok to, and what do you cater your Instagram
Yeah.
more for?
Instagram, I would say, is more for trying to like get work to the clients.
Yeah.
TikTok is more for like viralness, just to get eyeballs.
Okay.
Just to get more followers on my personal page.
So your TikTok, you would just post like before and afters,
Mm-hmm.
essentially, and then Instagram, you show
More in depth.
more in depth, like
Yeah,
kind
well,
of like break down, like, oh, this is a fucking X amount of dollar job, and this is
Yeah,
how,
so
what it took.
that works on TikTok too.
Oh,
Those kind of
really?
videos go really viral on TikTok.
Oh shit!
Even though they're
damn.
long format,
Yeah.
they go pretty viral.
Damn.
Yeah. So it all TikTok kind of feeds into your to your Instagram following.
Mm-hmm.
If you're posting stuff that goes viral on TikTok and they transfer over to Instagram, then you build a relationship on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How the fuck did you figure that out?
I would just watch other profiles, what they
Other
were posting.
profiles?
Yeah, what they were posting.
But what clicked in you when, like, to go in that route? Because you said when you first started, you're on Yelp, you're running ads on Yelp, and you're running ads on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
But then Instagram and TikTok, where'd you make that correlation of like, oh, I need to hop onto these to build more organic following?
So I was always on Instagram and I
Mm-hmm.
was always posting, but what made the big difference was just watching viral videos, like why
Mm-hmm.
they went viral. And it has to do like in the angles, the lighting, and then the audio, the trending audios, the trends.
Damn.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to go viral.
So what was it, like that psychological aspect that got you hooked? That you were like, how the fuck did I get hooked?
What do you mean?
Like, you know, sometimes you catch yourself, you're like, why the fuck am I watching this video of some dumb
Some
shit,
random
you know?
shit.
Yeah.
Like that you stay looking at it for like no fucking reason.
And then you
Yeah.
stop it and you're like, why did I just do that? Was
yeah,
that kind of
yeah,
like what
so
got
you
you
gotta,
in?
you gotta break it down. It's the first couple of seconds, like, because you do it yourself. If something
Yeah.
doesn't catch your attention, swipe.
Yeah, 100%.
Swipe. So the first like half a second, you know, hook, quick.
Yeah.
And then you have to keep them engaged with something. Either it's the trending audio where they kind of know what's going to happen already with the trend, where it's like a before and after, or you keep them engaged with what's going on in the video. So if it's like a concrete job, they're like doing the concrete, or like a time lapse video. There's just like different ways to keep their attention throughout the video.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching Los Tequila Bros. Give us a like, subscribe to our channel, or give us a comment. Think what we could do better. And also give a follow to our homie, Beto, a.k.a. Pinewood Designs, the best contractor there is in the
sir.
Los Angeles region. Check out his
him
TikTok,
up.
check out his
Yes,
Instagram, and hit him up. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.